With a number of COVID-19 cases maintaining throughout the state of Texas, there have been more and more requests regarding the upcoming school year. While we still don't have all the answers, we'll be publishing episodes weekly to provide what information we do have and keep you updated on the 2021 school year. I'm Andrew Kim, Superintendent of Schools of the Comal Independent School District. Joining me today is once again our Athletic Director, Coach Liana Tyler. And we are going to be talking about athletics because certainly we had transitioned from our strength and conditioning camp over the summer where we had close to about 1,000 kids per day. And then now we, of course, have started the programs and actual games, volleyball, football for the fall sports, especially for our 4A schools. We do have 2 of those. And we have a 5A campus and also a 6A campus. And then, of course, a host of middle schools to talk about. So first and foremost, Coach, thanks for joining me today. Appreciate it once again.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not at all. So what has been the updates? What's your take on how it's gone? I mean, initially, so.
Well, it's been wonderful to see the kids and coaches back in action and seeing all the work that we put into and organizing and setting up our guidelines and protocols and seeing that out under Friday Night Lights it was very rewarding, and I was very happy to see that. So I think seeing the kids do their thing and the coaches excited about starting has been worth all of it, and I think it's been very good for us.
Yeah, no, I went to obviously a couple of the games already myself, and it was, I admit it was a little awkward at first, just initially as walking up to the stadium. But then once the event started, really the trigger for me was the national anthem being sung by our students. And so that really kind of almost brought back just kind of some level of normalcy that it was just kind of like awesome that
that we all need.
Yeah, it's almost
and
like
craved.
a very it was almost like I didn't realize how much you kind of missed it in many ways.
Correct.
And so I think from that perspective, it was I got to tell you, it was fantastic. So what are the coaches' thoughts? I mean, what are the coaches saying about all that and practice and so on and preparing for games and so on? I know we'll be beginning the 6A, 5A here pretty soon.
6A and 5A begin on Monday, Labor Day, actually. And
after Labor Day.
Right. Well, they actually get to start on Labor Day.
Oh, do they
on
really?
7th, yes.
On the Monday?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. So they don't have a Labor Day off?
No, sir.
Wow.
And neither will the 4As. But they all appreciate the hard work that we put in, and UIL and Comal ISD putting all protocols in place so that they can have a season. Although they do feel the pressure of the extra requirements to keep kids safe. They feel the stress of that a little bit as well. But mostly they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep their kids on the field or on the court.
Yeah, because I think that certainly the overriding factor this school year is the health protocol. So there's potential, of course, with some students may have to sit out or miss because of quarantine issues or things of that nature. So health concerns are a big one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So in terms of the parents and the reaction of that, the fans, once again, we've gone on to an online ticketing process.
We have.
And we've had really all sellouts on those.
Right. We just sold out, actually, Canyon Lake's home side for their Friday night game on Wednesday.
Against LaGrange.
Yes, sir. We are utilizing the Brushfire online ticketing because we can manage the spectators and make sure we have sufficient supplies there, sufficient security there, ushers, and to make sure that we're following the guidelines of the safety in the stadium.
Yeah. I really appreciated the announcers at the stadiums making multiple frequent announcements about following the protocols, wearing the mask, social distancing as appropriate.
Yes, we gave them a script and asked them to follow that, and I thought they did a great job. So we were just trying to get that information out to all of our schools. Our middle schools start scrimmaging volleyball Thursday, play Saturday, and football will do the same next week. So we're all using this. 4A is a little bit of our guinea pig, and just to see what is working and what we need to tweak as we continue to grow through COVID and athletic events.
Well, so let me put you on the spot on that. So what are some things we're going to try to tweak, or is there anything to sort of adjust right now as we're learning that from a 4A perspective of the Canyon Lake High School games as well as Davenport High School? So are we seeing some tweaking, adjustments that we need to do for the 5A and the 6A?
And we definitely have. I think the very first game that we held during COVID or held at Davenport was the volleyball match. And the very first thing we adjusted were the numbers.
Yeah.
What we thought.
The fans.
The numbers of spectators, yes, sir. Because what we felt like, we aimed low under the 50% with social distancing, and we weren't even close. So it's technically about 25 to 30%. As you've asked, we aim low to keep our patrons safe. And so we evaluate the game and then see, can we add, or what can we do after that? We meet with the principals and work through with the administration. So Canyon Lake will learn a lot on Friday because that will be their first varsity game for football.
Yeah, and I know that the way that Canyon Lake High School Stadium is situated in the concession area and all of that, right. So I'm a little bit worried about the gathering of, especially the usually on Friday nights we have middle school kids all hanging out out there, and so it's really crowded in a typical Friday night. So I'm a little concerned about that.
Yes, and you're right to be concerned. That's another thing that we've learned through the 4As and through volleyball before football started playing was the number of administrators and coaching up the administrators what they can and can't say or what they need to be doing. We, as an advertisement for Friday night, for all the home side spectators for Canyon Lake, they're going to have to enter a separate way because we have to have separate entrances and exits. So they'll take that road in front of the field house between the gym and the field house and come into the pass gate by the tennis courts, and that's the way they'll exit too. And we'll also do our best to social distance along the concessions and ask people. We're really relying on our patrons to help us out with that, along with administrators and our security.
Yeah. And, I think, there's always just a natural excitement and a natural just folks who want to just get together. And so everybody's going to have to really just monitor that and make the best decisions possible.
Right. I do see that in all of our events. How you asked how the parents are feeling. A lot of them are thanking us for putting the event on, just giving them an opportunity to be there. So we're really asking them to comply and wear the mask and the bleachers and social distance because we need their help as well as a team effort.
Yep, absolutely. So constant adjustments here and there. So let's talk about concessions. I know you just mentioned that. I think we just have water bottles and pre-packaged things, right?
Right. We are having water bottles or Gatorade because it is so hot. We don't allow outside food or drinks in, of course. And they can sell packaged food. So everything that's on the menu has been pre-approved to make sure it meets the guidelines given to us.
So no Frito pies.
No Frito pies this year.
Your favorite.
I'll just have to do without this year.
And nachos. Your favorite as well. Because you typically get the extra cheese, don't you?
Double cheese, double jalapenos.
So that is not available. Not available.
I'm not gonna be able to do it in their stadiums, unfortunately.
No, that's too bad. So that's available, so prepackaged stuff, and I noticed obviously we have M&Ms, blow pops, and water and things of that nature.
Some of the campuses may have Lunchables as well because that's
really?
Sealed. Yes,
oh, wow.
One of our vendors is going to provide that. Just trying to find a way to give people something to eat.
All right, that's interesting. Okay, all right. So then, going to just once again, the last thing I just want to kind of mention to the folks that might be interested, of course, is making sure that not only do we have volleyball and football, but we also have cross country.
We do.
And we also have some tennis going on at the same time. And I think we also have some golf outings going on.
I think a lot of the golf that's going on is a lot of individual play preparing for their upcoming season.
Yeah.
Even though golf, tennis, cross country are technically year-round sports, their official season hasn't quite got going. So right now, officially, we have, like you said, team tennis, cross country, football, and volleyball.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that they get some mention here. Of course,
yes, we're excited for all of our sports to get going.
Yeah, it really is. And so, just one last thing that I'm just thinking about right now is, so I know I've been kind of talking about and trying to maybe provide this sort of notion of a spit guard. I hate to even,
Splash guards.
The splash guards, I guess maybe is the more appropriate way of saying it for football players and maybe even other players. So we looked into one that's made by Rydell, I think, or Schutt, actually, which is a maker of helmets and other products for football. So it's a plastic guard that goes right around your face mask of a football helmet, if you can imagine that, for those of you who are listening to me. And then another one that we looked at is a sort of this netting. It's almost like a face mask that you attach to your face thing. So we looked into these things and we talked to other school districts and so on. What's been the response to all of this stuff?
For the most part, the high majority who have used it,
other school districts
or athletic director or football coaches who've used it didn't stick with it. We've only really found one school district, to our knowledge, that stuck with the splash guard. Mostly because it's 100 degrees outside, you're adding plastic in front of their mouth, and breathing was difficult. Also, because this is so new, they didn't have a lot of time, I think, for research and building this quality of a product, but they feel like they were pretty flimsy and they didn't stay. Of course, they're tackling each other and it's a hard and difficult contact sport, so they weren't holding up very well. And then what studies we do have, or what we're hearing from our doctors, is it may not actually honestly prevent a lot of spread of COVID.
Yeah, I read the Athletic Trainers of America, the association, whatever, I forgot the official name of that. The athletic trainers are not necessarily recommending it, but they're not also necessarily denouncing it yet. I think once again, just the
so
level
early.
Of technology and whatever is not necessarily all there yet, maybe.
A lot of our people would like to look into it, but they are worried about a lot of other medical issues. If our kids have asthma and a breathing ability, and then if there were an emergency, you have this apparatus that you'll have to work through to get to the athlete, especially if they're face down. Just a lot of things that they have to think of an emergency situation that might just be in the way.
Yeah.
But I think we'll continue to look into it to see if it is something that our coaches want and desire and feel like it's something that will be helpful. It's not required at this time, but of course we're always looking to see what we could do for our kids.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's something always, as we think about this pandemic that we're all doing. Unfortunately, everyday things that we would normally just do without even much thinking about things, and now we're having a lot of scrutiny and understanding about, wait a minute, how do I walk down a hallway? Only on the right-hand side. So that, you don't bump into somebody else. So those are things that we're all having to be thoughtful about. Well, once again, great start to the athletic program. We certainly appreciate our student athletes as well as our teacher coaches. I'll tell you what, certainly I won't take it for granted, the opportunities that we have to watch our students perform out there in the field and the court. So great to see that. So once again, you've been listening to the Comal ISD Radio. Join us next time as we talk about social emotional learning, counseling support for our students during this time of coronavirus. Thank you for joining.